Hey everyone, it's Raleigh Mason, Mejaro Inspection Services. Today Scott and I are out in the freezing cold trying to capture one of our sewer line inspections so our clients can get an understanding of what we do with that and why it's super important. So we'll be talking about different types of pipes in the house. These pipes are outside of the house, although they are your responsibility as a homeowner. So we made the business decision, it was important to be able to scope these lines as well as part of an inspection process. It's an ancillary service, an add-on feature, but one that's super important, we do recommend. So today we're going to show you some video, some footage with the scope, go through a pipe here and just talk more about the service in general. All right, so what we're looking at, or want to talk about here real quick, is this main sewer, the sanitary lateral line that we're scoping that runs out to the city sewer is what we want to take a look at. This is a line that is hardly ever reviewed as part of the home inspection process, and that's just because hardly anyone has a scope other than a plumbing company. Which plumbing companies still do this. The only reason we're doing this now is because it's a service that's super important for our clients, and one that we've heard issues once they move into a house, and run plenty of water, dishwasher, washing machine, somebody's in the shower, and you may get a backup, especially after a heavy rain period, where you may have a lot of water running through the main city sewer anyway. That's just one option. Could be a problem, but one is we've left too many houses and not really known about the sewer lines, the lateral line as it leaves your house. The tests that we run, we try to simulate enough water to cause issues. However, what we found over the years, it's just not enough. So a sewer line scope is what we've decided to go with, so that we can just go through the line and see it. If there's any water sitting in line, which would be a belly, or maybe there's a broken pipe, collapsed maybe, or an offset. Any of these things that could cause issues or eventually overflow into the house, we want to avoid that. Now, since we've started offering this service, keep in mind we've only had maybe one house, maybe two, that didn't have any issues. That doesn't mean that all the houses we found issues in, that the lines had to be dug up or major corrections, but we have identified plenty of issues. So something to think about, seriously think about when you're buying a house, is to have that sewer line scope, because again, you are responsible for that line as it leaves your house, goes to the city sewer. Any issues with that, any backups that are caused, anything that could come up, tree roots in the line that need to be addressed, that's up to the homeowner, and usually you figure a couple thousand just to address it, because they have to dig it up, replace things, depending on the issue. Sometimes they can go through and just clean it out with tools that are out now, or burst a line, or use a new repiping technique. It's pretty awesome. All right, so let's talk about when you might want to think about a sewer scope service. Predominantly in the past, it was thought that older homes, maybe ones built before the 50s, were definitely a better candidate for the service. And it just turns out that it's not the truth. Unfortunately, newer homes pose similar issues, just depending on the type of piping that was used. So in homes built before the 50s, you might have some clay pipe or cast iron, or what's called Orangeburg. So they're older types of piping, and as long as they're moving the waste out, there's no real issue with them. Orangeburg, though, is a bit of a problem. Is it at least will deteriorate? It's just due to the materials, type materials that it was made with, and so that's certainly one you have to watch out for. That can be seen more in the Bedford area. Newer homes. The problem with newer homes generally comes down to the fact that they are plastic sewer pipes, and so if those installs with the new pipe are not correctly backfilled when they're laid, and heavy equipment goes over those pipes, they will break or cause an offset or a belly, and cause issues with water standing in the pipes, which can eventually lead to bigger issues. So one of our inspectors, as a matter of fact, bought a new home, and within a month of moving in had a backup, and it's all because a 5-foot section of pipe from the house to the grinding station was busted, and so the builder had to come back out and replace it. You just never know when it's going to happen. Now, we didn't do a sewer scope on that house. We didn't offer it at the time. Had we would have noticed that, and they would have taken care of it before they moved in and had issues with the plumbing. But that was a brand new house, so it doesn't mean every house is going to have that problem, but it happens too often just due to the materials. So some other things to look out for. An older home, of course, newer homes, definitely. If you have a clean out in front of the house that runs out to the street where the sewer is, and you also have some trees or some pretty heavy vegetation, that could be another reason to have it scoped, because the root system could be burrowed into the piping. Or if you're buying a house that has been empty for a while, maybe more than 3 months, that's another reason to have that pipe looked at, especially if there are trees out in the front yard. It may not be as close as you would think they need to be a problem, but those roots will find a way to the moisture, and if that water is dried up in the pipes, they'll keep going until they can try to get to it. So all those are reasons to have a home scope, and we will, as the inspector, when we get to a house, let you know if we think it would be a good fit, a good candidate or not, just based on the layout of the house, the clean out as it runs to the city sewer from what we can see. So lastly, I just want to go over the reason why this service is so important, why we're so excited to offer it, because nobody in the area is doing this right now as a home inspection firm, and this is something we can offer. We offer sewer line scopes. We also offer septic inspections as an add-on. So trying to be at least a one-stop shop for you. If you need services as part of the home inspection, these things are just too important to not know about, especially once you move into the house, find issues, and you've got to deal with it. We're actually looking at these systems now. So sewer line inspections, and then septic inspections we offer. Again, nobody else is doing that in the area, so we're excited to be able to help our clients to add on that bonus as a more peace of mind once they move into the house. Next time you're booking an inspection, or if you have a friend or family member that's looking at buying a house, let them know we offer sewer line or septic inspections, and it's too important not to have it done easily and quickly for them. Get the reports back to them same day.